When you think of Volkswagen, the image that often comes to mind is that of the iconic Beetle. It symbolizes freedom, individuality, and innovation. But beneath this polished and celebrated exterior lies a story far darker and more complex. Volkswagen's history is a tale of ambition, propaganda, and human suffering, a legacy forged in the shadows of one of history's darkest periods. Volkswagen's origins trace back to 1937, a time when the Nazi regime was solidifying its power in Germany. The company was created as part of a grand vision to bring affordable cars to the masses, a Volkswagen, or people's car. At first glance, this seemed like a noble initiative, a promise to make mobility accessible to ordinary Germans. However, this vision was deeply entangled with the political propaganda of the Third Reich. Adolf Hitler himself championed the project, using it as a tool to bolster national pride and rally support for his regime. The development of the Beetle was a cornerstone of this plan. Designed by the engineer Ferdinand Porsche, the Beetle was intended to be simple, efficient, and affordable. But as the Second World War loomed, the priorities of Volkswagen shifted dramatically. The factories that had been established to produce cars for civilians were quickly repurposed to support the Nazi war machine. Instead of family cars, these facilities churned out military vehicles like the Kübelwagen and Schwimmwagen, essential tools for Germany's campaigns across Europe. As the war intensified, Volkswagen's operations took a darker turn. To meet the insatiable demand for military production, the company relied heavily on forced labor. Tens of thousands of people were subjected to this system. They came from all walks of life: prisoners of war, concentration camp inmates, and civilians forcibly taken from occupied territories. These individuals were coerced into working under brutal and inhumane conditions within Volkswagen's factories. Deprived of their freedom, dignity, and often their lives, they were treated as little more than expendable resources in the pursuit of profit and military dominance. The suffering endured by these workers is a stark reminder of the human cost of unchecked ambition. Many were malnourished, beaten, and subjected to grueling labor with little regard for their well-being. The conditions they faced were harrowing, a stark contrast to the modern image of Volkswagen as a symbol of progress and innovation. It is a chapter in the company's history that casts a long shadow over its subsequent success. In the aftermath of the war, Germany lay in ruins, and Volkswagen's future was uncertain. The company's close ties to the Nazi regime made it a target for dismantling, and its factories were heavily damaged by Allied bombing campaigns. Yet, Volkswagen was given a second chance. Under British oversight, the company was rebuilt, not just physically, but also symbolically. The Beetle became a cornerstone of this transformation. Once a propaganda tool, it was rebranded as a symbol of post-war recovery and hope. By the 1950s and 60s, the Beetle had achieved global fame, becoming an icon of peace, love, and individuality during the countercultural movements of the time. However, the transition from a tool of war to a cultural icon did not erase the past. The use of forced labor and the company's involvement in the Nazi regime were rarely discussed publicly for decades. It wasn't until much later, as historical investigations and societal awareness grew, that Volkswagen began to confront its dark origin. In recent years, the company has taken steps to acknowledge its role in these atrocities, funding research and memorials to ensure that the stories of those who suffered are not forgotten. Today, Volkswagen stands as one of the largest and most successful automakers in the world. Its modern image is built on innovation, sustainability, and a commitment to shaping the future of mobility. Yet, the company's history serves as a sobering reminder of how corporations can become complicit in the darkest chapters of human history. It raises profound questions about accountability, redemption, and the responsibility of modern institutions to confront the legacies of their past. History cannot be rewritten, nor should it be ignored. The story of Volkswagen is not just about cars or industry. It is a reflection of the choices and compromises that define humanity's relationship with power and progress. By remembering the past, we equip ourselves with the wisdom to create a more just and equitable future. The shadows of Volkswagen's origins will always linger, but they also serve as a beacon, reminding us that true progress is measured not just by innovation but by integrity.